Hello, hello. Oh, there it is. Hello. Welcome to my last live stream of the year. It hasn't been like I've been streaming all week, every week, of course, obviously. But still, it's the last live stream of the year. So, and I thought we could have some Christmas vibes. I hope the music isn't too loud. You hear me now, right? Let me know if it works now. Before I start introducing the stream and everything. I set up a new PC a while ago, and I think it's the first stream I'm doing from this new machine. So I needed to reset all the, or rebuild my whole setup and everything. I'm not sure if you can save and import this with OBS. I'm pretty sure it's somehow possible, but I didn't do it, so I had to rebuild my whole setup. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me now. And we have the first bot in the chat, or whatever this is, and you are blocked. So, hi Heimji, Eugene, Aku, nice to see you guys. Just give me a quick thumbs up. I think I am coming through now. Okay, apparently you heard what I was saying. Yeah, I'm probably going to do a walkthrough on the new PC sometime later on. We'll see about that. But I think this goes probably too far in this stream. But yeah, after 3.5 years, I decided it was time for especially new GPU. So I got a 4070 Ti. So that's quite cool because now everything is a little bit faster. No beer, by the way. The Club Mate. I'm not in that kind of the Christmas mood to drink beer on stream yet. Okay, so let's see what we got today. I'm going to show you a little bit of my process in Affinity today. Not as usual Procreate or Clip Studio Paint, but Affinity, because Affinity is actually kind of sponsoring the stream. I would say they're probably sponsoring it. Maybe I have to say it for legal reasons, so now I said it. No, but they asked me, or they reached out to me a while ago and asked me if I wanted to try their software, Affinity Designer. So that was Serif, the company producing Affinity. And I never used it, but I heard a couple of good things about it from other people, like in my creative circle or my creative network. And I actually did not have it in mind as drawing software, so I thought it was more like a replacement for Illustrator. Of course, you can draw in Illustrator, but still, I thought that this was a vector-only software. So I never really considered using it for my illustrations. But yeah, the cool thing is you can draw in Affinity, and you can even use my brushes, which is kind of cool. So I use my own brushes for drawing an illustration there, or outline illustration. And I want to take you with me today for the coloring process. So I'm going to start coloring it. Coloring stuff, everything around coloring is always very popular on streams or videos, so I thought you might be interested in yeah, watching me doing that. Yeah, and I think along like just my usual workflow, I'm going to show you what I like about Affinity, maybe also what I don't like, or how I like it in general. But I will introduce you to the software a bit, because when I looked for videos covering Affinity for artists like me on YouTube, I didn't find a lot. So maybe this is kind of under the radar now, that this is, in my opinion, a very legit Procreate or Clip Studio Paint competitor after using it for a while now. So we'll see about that, and we're going to hang out here a bit and listen to some Christmas music. I'm not someone who like listens to Christmas music and watches Christmas movies for weeks prior to the actual event, but I thought for the stream it would be nice. Yeah, I tried. Well, I only tried a bit of Midjourney, Eugene, so I didn't really do a lot crazy stuff so far. I use it for my regular work in Photoshop, etc. All right, so I'm going to show you my iPad screen. And let's open the file right away. So this is the illustration, and I had in mind to make a new piece for my Japan Days series, which is I have some of the pieces here in the window on repeat in the slideshow. So that's the series kind of featuring suburban scenes from Japan. And I had these two scenes scribbled down before that I wanted to, or that I considered adding to the series. And when Serif reached out to me and asked me about doing a piece in Affinity, I sent them the two scribbles I had. I'm going to show you. This is the first one, and this is the second one. And asked them, actually just wanted to know, like, hey, how do you like these scenes? Is it something you'd want to have me like, or you'd want to see turned into an actual artwork in Affinity? And they picked the left one, obviously. And here we are. So in the last I think 2 weeks or so, I've been outlining this, and I think I'm done with the outlines now. I probably will have some small details that I will add or change later, but I think in general this should be it for the outline, so we can start right away into coloring. And well, I mean, how the whole app is built is pretty much what we know from lots of other similar apps. So we have a layer structure here. As you see, I have the girl here in a group because I have to have her separated, because I wanted to keep the option open to animate her later on. So I put her on a separate layer and a separate group. And yeah, well, the rest is pretty much standard. So if you are familiar with any kind of graphics software, you will know how this works right away. I also separated the foreground. Oops, this is an old version. As you see, I changed the size of the house on the left here. So we have the foreground, then we have the middle ground here, and then we have the background here. And that's the structure of the artwork. Separating the landscape into layers helps me adding some kind of distance effect, like some atmosphere to the elements further away. So if you see the middle ground here and the background, they will later on have lesser contrast compared to the foreground to simulate this kind of distance in the artwork. Very basic technique, and that's why I like, for these landscape pieces, I like to kind of put these, like imagine a landscape in layers and actually put them down in layers in the software as well. So that's that. And one thing that is important right now is Affinity has these, they call it personas, I think. They have here on the top left, there's Designer. So we're in Designer right now. And if you switch it over to Pixel, which I am using for this, I have a different tool set or a selection of tools on the left. And this is really cool, kind of, because they kind of have, if you compare it to Adobe products, they have Photoshop and Illustrator in one app. So you can basically switch between Pixel and vector mode. Designer is the vector mode. And I also considered like just drawing this this illustration with vector brushes. I didn't in the end because I'm used to the Pixel workflow, but you can, if you choose to draw in Designer, in the Designer mode or Designer persona, you can actually work with handles. Maybe some of you know Adobe Illustrator, so you know how these handles work and these curve points. And now this is a very straight line, but they also have some kind of cool, you go into the brushes here, they have some textured brushes as well. So here's, let's say, this pencil. Let's pick this one here, and you see it's a textured pencil and not just a straight solid line. And it's all vector, so this is kind of really useful if you want to scale up your pieces afterwards. So, and then you could, or I could have drawn this piece in vector. I think there was one pen I really liked. What was that? Inks? I think one of the inks, I guess. Maybe this one. Well, it's a bit large. We can opacity with, yeah, we can. So there was one brush that had like very natural kind of texture. I'm not sure which one it was. The only thing that didn't work was using my own brushes, obviously, because my brushes are not vector based. I made them originally in Photoshop and then created ABR versions of them later that you can use in Photoshop and also in Affinity, but there are no vector brushes. So I decided to do it in pixels, but the option to draw very natural lines here in this app that are pixel lines, I will keep this in mind if a client once comes up to and asks me to make an illustration for a huge storage facility wall that is 100 meters long, you know? Because I could then just draw it like I'm used to and scale this fucker up to like to infinity, because vector lines can be scaled to infinity without losing quality. So that's cool. But today I'm going to switch over to the pixel persona. I just wanted to show you this because I think it's really can be a game changer. And you can also mix it, right? You can put down a vector line and then switch over to pixel, and then keep on working in the pixel mode. So that's also possible. And well, the functions we have here are also like I mentioned before. We have here's my brush pack, by the way. I used the C. Montgomery Burns brush for this artwork, and the functions we have here are pretty well known. So we have an eraser, and we have a smudge tool, we have a fill tool, we have a selection tool, or different selection tools. So that's pretty basic. I can tell though that compared to, for example, Procreate, Affinity does have lots of more functions under the hood when it comes to effects. So for example, they have like this effects tab where you can work with different overlays, different kind of, I think it's pretty similar to Photoshop with the layer effects you can choose there. They have these filters and stuff, so that's pretty much you can do here. They have color balance and curves, just like Procreate as well. What I like better here is, for example, that if you add color balance to a layer, then it is on a separate layer here, and you do not change the original layer, but you do the color balance here. So you do the adjustments here. There's no colors in the artwork now, so we don't see anything, but I just still wanted to show you. If you decide that this is not working for you, you can just delete the color balance layer, and that is the same with all the curves, the exposure, with all the adjustments. So it adds an adjustment layer. Again, we know this from Photoshop, but I don't know this from Procreate. And I think as great as Procreate is, because it's so simple, as much am I enjoying that I have these advanced options, because as soon as you get used to it and you know how it works, you see that it's much more powerful when it comes to like the end game, you know, the end game of your artwork. The drawing feels good. It's straight up like just feels actually for me very similar to Procreate. But when it comes to the artwork's end game, like adding effects, adding your personal touch, then I think this is very mighty, a very mighty tool. Similar to Clip Studio Paint, I think they're very close by each other when it comes to the functions. But the Clip Studio Paint iPad app is shit. And this is not. So on the desktop, I don't know. Probably they're both very similar and have pros and cons, but similar. But on iPad, the Clip Studio Paint software, I'm sorry. I think there was an earlier stream where I talked about that. It's rubbish, really. And this is not. So yeah, that was it. If you have any questions regarding the functions or anything, I mean, I'm really learning by doing, you know. There's of course lots of tutorials online, but not so many tutorials for artists, like for 2D artists like me. I didn't find so many, so I had to, or I tried to just learn by doing. But if you have any questions, just shoot them in the chat anytime. As far as the functions go, I have to say, honestly, there's nothing that I needed or may have wanted at some point that they don't have. They even have, let me see if I find it now. They have, really cool guides. So you see, you need a minute to get accustomed to everything, because it has lots of functions, and it's really like, it's big software. Enough grid settings. Here, look, they even have different isometric, like, you see, they have different isometric grids. This is really great, because I love doing isometric art so much, so this is perfect. Okay, the one thing I have to say, I'm missing very much is a proper straight line tool, because you have, if you want to draw, this is the last thing I'm showing you before I'm going into the colors, but let me see, if you want to draw a straight line, there is a stabilizer, this one here on top, you see, this one here. I don't know what the difference between these two is, but I'm picking the rope, and this is great because you kind of dragging the line behind you a little bit, but this gives you lots of control. So I am able to draw a much straighter line with this, which is good. But I like to use, like, for example here for the house, I like to use actual straight lines. And for example, in Procreate, you just hold down the pencil after making the line. Doesn't work here. What you can do here is here on the left, and simulate holding buttons of a simulated keyboard. So like a switch, what's it called? Shift button. So holding shift will give you. No, that wasn't shift. Then it was different something else. That's shift. So the holding shift gives you you see when I tap with my pencil on the canvas, it makes a straight line, and when I tap again, it connects these lines. But I don't have enough control over the line thickness. It's too unprecise, and it doesn't do the trick for me. So it's I really didn't enjoy the process of drawing this house here, and I was glad that the artwork itself contains, well, not many straight lines, because we have so many bushes and vegetation and natural organic shapes in there. So I only needed it for drawing this house and this house, but the process wasn't really enjoyable. That's so I didn't really like it. So that's the only thing that I'm actually missing right now. The rest feels great. Cool. So let's have a look at the colors. I'm going to color the foreground first. So I will add a layer. You see, when you add a layer, you can also choose between different layers here. I'm going to pick the pixel layer, obviously move it down here, and then pick a just a round brush. It's called round brush. Perfect. Let's see if I have. Didn't use the color picker tool or the color tool here at all, so it may take me a while to get used to it. But you can just watch and enjoy seeing me hopefully not struggle that much. Yeah, like I said, if you have any questions, just shoot. Also, feel free to tell me about what you got your friends and family for Christmas, or whatever you want to leave in the chat. Feel free, because I always like to get in touch with you. Colors. I had the idea to go for more like a daylight vibe, a noon, broad daylight vibe with lots of greens and blues, maybe a bit of purple. I mean, it isn't the original Stefan artwork if there's no purple in it, but the guys at Serif asked me to go for more like they had took a look at one of my artworks, this one here, which is called Morning Walk. And they asked if I would be down to go for this kind of vibe, which is great. I think I really did a good job on the colors here. I still like watching, or still like looking at it, even though it's let me see, is it from 2021? Yeah. So this is 2-year-old artwork, but it still gives me a good vibe. So this has more, obviously, like more. It's called morning walk, so I guess meant to have dawn colors, but it could also be sunset and warm sun that we will go for. And I think this also works great because we have lots of like bushes and plants in here with this grayish green blue. I'm going to aim for that. We'll just see how it works. So we have kind of two worlds here, two sets or areas of color. So if we take the color wheel here on the right, we have these warm colors in the orange area, maybe even going into some red. I'm not used to this triangle, but I think it's you have the sliders here. Oh, there's even more. Wow, what's all that? Oh no, that's just repeating itself. Okay, I don't like the RGB sliders. Sliders are shit because they don't inspire me. Like I need a wheel or a rectangle, but I think the wheel is the best that is available here. And what's noise actually? What does noise do? Change anything? Really? We also got some swatches here. Okay. Oh, that's the recent colors. Okay, that's also really helpful. Very, very helpful. So we got the warm area here, and then we have the contrasting cooler area here in the blue, the teal area. I think we're going to go we're going to tweak this a little bit into the purple, because purple is the best color in the world. If you don't agree, please leave this stream. And Poramut, hey, nice to meet you or see you. Thanks for coming over. Samson as well, of course. Thanks for making it over here. So we have these purples that I think this color combination of purples and oranges is probably my very favorite color combination ever. So I think it always gives you great contrast because it has this complementary vibe. So it is on the opposite side of the color wheel, but it's not fully complementary. So a fully complementary one would be take this orange here, and then here this blue that has a little direction into the green already. But we're going to tweak this into more like this direction here, maybe something like that as well, which softens this complementary contrast a little bit, but still gives it a striking vibe and a very strong tension. And the other thing that also, I'm probably not going to try that here, I'm not sure yet, but the other thing that you can do is if you kind of use this area here, see it's going to go more into pink, and meet the red orange here somewhere. You can have a palette that has lots of colors, so you see there's really wide range, like from here to maybe here, and it still looks kind of consistent and it still belongs to each other because you're picking like this, let's say 1/3 of the color wheel here, and the colors kind of connect to each other. They kind of they belong to each other, and there's some kind of bracket they fit all in, you know. If you're interested in learning more about that, check out my book for sure if you haven't already, because there's lots of color tutorials in there that explain just these things. I'm sorry, sometimes I have to sell shit, make a living. I'm just waiting for the message to pop up above my head, but it doesn't. I'm going to write it in here in the chat. So you can hit Command Shop, and here you see whoa. Okay, 3 times. I'm sorry. What's that? That's new. So you have a link. Three. There it is. My bookshop is open. So if you didn't get the book on Kickstarter, I'm selling the rest of the copies. There's just a couple of copies left, but I'm selling them in my shop now, and you can also get a digital edition if you're interested in a deep dive into these tutorials, or become a Patreon. That's also possible. So I'm explaining all this a little bit more in depth there. because I don't have I don't have the time here to go that deep into it. And then of course I need to make money. All right. So let's see. So I think for the plants, I think both the oranges and the blues are working, because if you color these plants here, you color these. What's the color picker? Is there a shortcut? Not sure about that. So if you color these in these orange warm colors, it gets a nice fall vibe, I think. While if you give them the blue, purple colors, it's going in a more, well, not really realistic direction, because purple colors are quite rare in real life, but I think like purple is closer to green, or to greenish blue, in terms of like realism for plants. So yeah, I think I'm going to try some of these blues here first. I think there's also a layer reference mode. Let me just quickly check where that is. I think there is a layer option that, so I can like fill the gaps between the lines without working on the actual layer, but I'm not sure. I think I had it once, but I'm not sure where it is now. Okay, doesn't matter. Let's just do it like the old-fashioned way. Sorry, my chat is kind of spamming the shop link messages. All right. This is actually a bit too blue. Try something like that. I want to edit the brush a little bit, because how do I do that? I want to give it less spacing and pressure sensitivity, because with the spacing it makes, you see it doesn't look it doesn't fill the gaps that clean. Do even more. Yeah, that's better. Perfect. Looks very saturated to me, so I'm going to give this a little less saturation. And then for the rocks, or the rock wall, for the light orange. Something I'm missing a little bit is the brush size, like the little circle showing the brush size while drawing, you know. So I think I guess it's an option somewhere. So would be surprised if there wasn't an option, but I couldn't find anything. So yeah, that's something I would really like to have. Let's give it a bit more red, like this. Yeah, just a minor detail, but sometimes you draw over the lines and you don't realize it because you're not really aware of the actual brush size right now. For different types of plants, I like to change the color a bit, give it a bit of variety. Like that. Maybe I'm going to try to mix the more the orange reddish plants with the blue ones. See how it works. Capricorn. Hey man, how's it going? Yes, I do separate the layers, yes. So I have, or I change, or I separate the foreground, middle ground, and background, like this. Like this. And I'm also, that's kind of always my process is separating the black solid shadows, like this, and the hatches. So you see here, some of the hatching is also on a separate layer. This is because I sometimes like to go back and change that afterwards if I see, or if I think that a part of the image is too dark, but I don't want to change the actual outlines. So I got used to this kind of workflow by now. This also has another advantage that I didn't have planned in the first place, but that I realized after like when I made my book, that this was a great decision, because I was able to, if you purchase the digital edition of my book, actually no, if you buy any edition of the book, printed or digital, you're getting a digital download of single files of all the artworks. And I included both versions. So if you buy the book and you download, for example, an artwork like this is not included because it's a new one, but then you get this version and you get this version, and you can decide yourself which one you prefer to color, because some prefer the version with the black areas, and some probably like to add these shadows themselves.
been a while. Tell me how's life? Time really fast. Can't believe it's been like 6 months already. How's your family now? It's all coming back. The times that we had, love like no other, care for each other. The memories come back. This time of year, just like that. The snow's falling down, and just for a while, it's like you were mine again. Darling, I want you to hold me. You and I were never over. My only wish is
Oh, did I just overwrite? Yeah. Didn't something I also need to find out is how I can change the fill tools. What's it like, the threshold? Like how many pixels it fills. I'm not sure. This is probably the anti-aliasing. No, that doesn't make it better. Nope. This is a bit weird because here you see there's some pixels that it doesn't fill. But if so my solution would be to just hit it again. But then it nope, doesn't work. Okay, I'm not sure. But not a big deal because I can just draw over these parts here. This, so far, I don't know any app that really is able to do these fills precise every time, especially when the colors are very close to each other. Like obviously these colors here are very close, so it's always a matter of taking an eye on this manually, like just be aware of if this function does what you really want.
When the fire is out and everyone is gone, it's just me, the night, and all the stars. But my heart is full, so full of love. 'Cause after
So let's take a look at the house. We basically have two material components in the building here, which is the roof is made of these metal, I don't know what it's called, the metal sheets. And then we have wooden parts, which is great because we can continue our color palette here very well with using blue for the roof parts. Oops, that was wrong. Which can
outside my window, I watch it go. All the light
some lighter metal color, maybe even a bit more gray, like that.
it's coming in a distant chill with the memories of winters past, of the ones I wish would have lasted. Oh, the light like snow tells secrets of
And then we have the wood. Is obviously some representation of brown, like this, maybe a bit like this. See how it works.
Once the candles on the tree glow, softly lighting up the lilac snow, then the quiet of the winter night was filled with wonder and pure delight. Oh, the lilac snow tells secrets of long ago, of carols sung, of gifts we've known. Oh, the lilac snow is
And then we have a maybe different type of wood here for these planks here on the side. And this is a good chance to give the coloring a bit of variety. By the way, let me switch off the grid. There. So we can add more variety within the similar color here again. Just like with the plants, we have probably a little, I don't know, a wood type that is a different tree, or maybe it's more weathered, so the wood is just a bit older. And then it works is also going for more like a gray. Yeah, the color fill tool sometimes doesn't do what I want when I don't know why. Oh, this took a moment. Okay. And then we switch to the other brown again. I'm just wondering if this wall here is also wooden or if that's something else, like stone or... I think it's not just a wood wall. I think I'm going to give this like a painted... You know, that like as if there's some old white paint on it or so. If there's any architecture experts in the crowd, please let me know if that makes absolute no sense. But usually I don't pay attention to these details too much. Only semi-realism going on here in my artworks, in my parallel art universe. Yo, Marcel, how's it going, man? Oh, the bot is going wild again. Seem to have activated the bot double time. I never tried Sketchbook by Autodesk. There's so many apps around, so I never had a chance to try this out. Autodesk was always a 3D software producer for me, so I never really looked into their stuff, right? Because it's cinema is by Autodesk, right? But well, I mean, I never tried Affinity before. It's really great. I don't just say it because they kind of sponsoring me for trying their software. I would tell you if I disliked it. I'm always, or I wouldn't do the stream. Maybe I would like hide and not talk about it. No, but this is honestly, this is great, and I think this is really kind of software that everyone will like who needs something more advanced from Procreate when it comes to the functions. And I mean, this has, I don't know actually if there's an Android version, but it has a desktop version. I guess there's also an Android version, and so you don't need an iPad to use it, which is for many artists a great argument, because you don't need to spend a lot of money on an iPad. I only really very much need the straight line function adjusted to something that I would rather like working with. Prepping for holidays, yeah, same here. So I have most of my commissions are finally done. It's been a wild run. Oh, Marcel, by the way, you also worked with Consensus on their Ethereum update drop, right? The open edition drop they once had with the last update, I think. Because I don't know if I'm allowed to tell actually. Did I sign an NDA about this? I'm not sure. I think I didn't. I'm not sure. Let me let me take a look. Not that I don't want to get myself into trouble now. No, I didn't. Okay, yeah. Well, I'm going to do the next series for the next Ethereum update in January. I mean, I'm not telling any secret. I'm just didn't tell anyone that I'm going to be the artist doing it. So that's what I'm going to work on next after this one here is finished. going to dive into making these artworks. Yeah, for the Shanghai update, right? Yeah, I love what you did there. Really cool. I hope I can come up with something that is going to look nice next to your amazing stuff. I'm not sure how I want to color these stones here. They're kind of these sandstone wall, or more like blue, cold stone, gray stones. Yeah, that's really. I'm really happy. They asked me. I almost missed the message when they reached out and asked me if I wanted to come on board for the project. And when I read it, it was like 3 weeks after they sent it, and I'm like, damn, I think I fumbled on that one, but they were still up for it, and we just agreed on all the terms a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and now I'm starting to come up with concepts for the artworks. Yeah. I think the whole palette could be a little bit warmer. And I wanna... So here's an example for the color balance now that actually shows something. So I'm adding color balance to this layer, to the color layer here. And now I can... This is... I mean, most of you will probably know the color balance tool, but the whole thing is that it's just an adjustment layer and not changing the original layer. So I can now go and you see, switch the appearance of certain colors, and I want to have it a little bit warmer. I'm going to go for more red, little, like a really small bit more magenta, and maybe a little bit more yellow. Yeah, that's the stuff you don't want to miss for sure. Yeah, it's I know that I missed a lot of really great stuff that people, where people wanted to work with me. Ooh, that's funky, huh? But when I that just didn't read messages or. Bit annoying that the window doesn't stay here. So, well, we can always adjust these. It's just so you see before, after, see how it has more saturation now. I think a bit too much, and the colors are warmer, but I don't want to have this amount of saturation, so I'm going to I need to kind of fix this. Oh, those reset. Oh. Okay. And what's this? Merge. Ah, okay. Merge. That's exactly what I don't want to do, but you can do it if you want, which is great. But the window doesn't stay. That's a bit. That sucks a bit. It always, it always disappears. What's that? Hey, stay with me, dude. Come on. Is it even going away quicker now that I'm saying it? That's wild. How does it disappear all the time? Stop. Let me... No. Oh, what's that? It bails on me all the time here. Dude. Okay, this is weird. Is it some kind of bug or so? Hey, where's my... Oh, it's saved. Just thought my document was gone. I don't know if this is supposed to be this way, but I really... Nice. Okay, I'm going to not do this at this point. Probably restart the app later on and try again. Maybe there's a reason for this window disappearing. Yeah, right, ordinals. I was asked for that one too, man. And I had a chance to get like in touch with the Gobblers team last year. That one took off quite nicely as well, and I did not take part in that. So yeah, there's always you can't have it all, right? There's always, I mean, I'm really grateful for having these opportunities brought to me all the time. So there's a lot of FOMO involved, obviously, because it hurts to miss out on stuff, but then again, it's great to be able to get these chances at all. So yeah. Yeah, Affinity is looking interesting. If it would let me do my... Oh no, it stays. Look, oh, now it's gone. No, but it's a great app. Honestly, it's. I'm glad that Serif, who's releasing the software, reached out to me asking me if I wanted to try it, because I most likely wouldn't have tried it without a reason. But it's really fun working with it. And it has these advanced options compared to Procreate. I was already saying earlier, it's like a Clip Studio Paint with all the nice functions Clip Studio has, but with a great iPad app that actually is fun using, because the Clip Studio Paint app is garbage, in my opinion. And man, I hope no one of the Clip Studio guys listens to this because I had some I had some work with them as well before, but it's just the app is just not good. I'm sorry. Yeah, well, but it has these functions, and the app works great, and the drawing feels very natural and direct. So I might actually use this for my iPad illustrations in the future, and not Procreate. And I thought I would never say that, because Procreate is kind of just a fantastic app, you know. It just needs a couple more, probably a couple more functions, or a couple different, like, or get used to a little bit of a different workflow in here, but in general it works great. Yo, Ben, how's it going, man? Nice to see you. Already in the Christmas mood, or still working? Yeah, thanks for dropping by and saying hi, Marcel. Have a good working session. see you in the art circle. Activating is Xmas mood, yeah. Yeah, I'm also usually activating that mood really right before Christmas because I have always so much work. The last years I had to work on Christmas as well. I hope to avoid this year because I don't know. For me, it's like I always think like, okay, I have these days off and I can sit down and work a little bit and still have lots of time to hang out with my family and friends and just relax and watch Christmas movies with my sisters or whatever. And then these days go by so fast and you're like, it's the new year again and the whole thing is over and you didn't really enjoy it as much as you should have. And so this year I am trying to stay or keep my fingers off work almost completely. that's I mean, I'm addicted to work, so just an addiction, but there's no deadline coming up very, very close. Like there are deadlines and I have to work and stuff, but manageable. Last year I was working on that Adidas project where I had to do, I think 8 illustrations for Adidas until the first week of January, so that was really stressful. It was worth it. It's a big client. It was well paid, but I kind of worked all day between Christmas and I worked every day of December. So yeah. Yeah, as long as it's fun, right? With clients, it's not always just fun, but because it can also be annoying because you can't just do what you want and have to wait for feedback and stuff. But yeah, sure. In general, it's always a pleasure. Yeah, thanks for coming in, man. See you soon. Yeah, maybe I saw Duke's message, so maybe I didn't answer yet, but I want to try to make it happen to come to Brussels. I have never been there, so maybe we'll see each other. Apart from that, I will be in Paris end of February for NFT Paris, so maybe, I don't know if you want to come there, but I will be there. But I will also stream, or do a stream most likely until then, so maybe if you want to see me on the screen, there will be another opportunity. do some layer management so I can finally see what I'm working on. Oh. Sure. Hallo Helena. Das freut mich, Dankeschön. Ich stream schon relativ lange tatsächlich. Also nicht jetzt gerade heute, sondern insgesamt. Allerdings nicht mehr so häufig wie früher, aber bestimmt schon 3 Jahre oder so. Also wenn du dir alte Streams anschauen möchtest, gibt's auf YouTube einiges an Replays, die du dir angucken kannst. Also zumindest die aus den letzten Monaten hatte ich auch auf YouTube streamen und nicht nur auf Twitch. Wo guckst du? Auf YouTube, ja. Das ist ja perfekt. Ja, sehr gerne. This still needs a little bit more warmth, so I'm going to try something else and add this layer with soft light mode. Yes. Almost forgot, but of course there's a clipping mask function in Affinity as well. I had to look for it quite a long time, but it is if you draw this over the other layer and then add it like that. Now this is the question, how can I merge these? Merge down like that. Nope. Well, somehow you can merge them as well, but I'm not sure how it works. Videos, wie man mit dem Coloring am besten startet. Muss ich mal überlegen, ob ich da was habe. Also auf jeden Fall auch Livestreams. Gibt, glaube ich, auf jeden Fall was. Mal schauen. Unter dem Live-Tab auf meinem YouTube. Müsste was sein. Da gibt es zum Beispiel einmal Portrait Coloring. Ja, es ist immer ein bisschen natürlich die Frage, wie startet man? Also, du meinst quasi, also ich meine, Farbpaletten aufsetzen oder anfangen ist ja im Buch relativ detailliert beschrieben. Und wie du dann, also ist deine Frage, wie du quasi das, also wie du anfängst, die Farben deinem Artwork hinzuzufügen oder was ist also quasi dein Thema? Das wäre noch ganz interessant zu wissen. Weil eigentlich ist es so, weil du eine Farbpalette hast, einfach, also im Idealfall einfach loslegen und die Farben tatsächlich einfach erstmal den Objekten ein bisschen zuordnen, ein bisschen vielleicht auch was sortieren. Aber dann ist es ja, größtenteils eigentlich auch Learning by Doing. Also das Schwierigste ist eigentlich erstmal die Farbpalette aufzusetzen, würde ich sagen. How do I merge this? How do I merge this? Nope. Ah. Perfect. Thank you. That's a good point. Nice. Okay, perfect. All right. Yo, nice. Glad you like it. Always happy to get messages from everyone that the book arrived or that their books arrived. That always makes me happy because it's always really an intense moment to send them and hope that they will arrive in a good condition. You know, unfortunately, I had a couple of complaints because the delivery people tried to squeeze the books in a post box and destroyed them, but so far it's been just really very few, so most of the books seem to have arrived in good condition. But it's always a very tense moment for me. Oh, that's some cheesy Christmas music. And it's not my vibe, but I'm going to let it run. Once a year, some cheesy Christmas music is okay. Oh, no worries, that's fine. I mean, I had them all packed and ready to ship, and of course I wanted to actually ship the books then as fast as possible. But that's really no problem. I still have a couple people who didn't send me their address, and some of them had chosen like the special unique book, you know, where I draw a little illustration in on the first page, and it's 150 euro for these, and they paid it, but they never sent me the address, and it's really weird, to be honest. I hope these guys are okay, of course, but I still have like 10 to 12 packages here where I'm missing the address. It's weird because I don't know what to do with the books if they never step up and give me the address. If I put them in my basement for forever, I don't know. It's weird. I really hope they are all fine and that nothing happened to them, so they can't answer the mail or so. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe I will put their books in the shop at some point and sell them after, I don't know, after 6 months or so, and then I would try to refund the money, but yeah. I'd rather prefer to just send them over. Hey Luke, thanks very much. Same to you. Hope you'll have a very relaxing time. These plants or this grass is not only it takes long to outline, and it also takes long to color it. Yeah. But I think it makes a difference if you put in the time to, especially for the outlines, to give it the details and make it look really organic and not kind of generic, not adding all the same shapes to every part. But it's very time consuming. Oh, that's you with the old email address. Okay, I see. Yeah, sure, that's possible, but so many, right? So like 10 people with old email addresses. I'm not sure, but yeah, I guess some of them probably forgot that they supported the project and just forgot that they're about to get a book. Maybe sometimes my mails also go in the spam, right? Of course, possibility as well. Is there some more stream-friendly Christmas music with a bit more pep? Special occasion, discover. I'm streaming from Epidemic Sound all the time, by the way. I like their service. They also have sound effects, which is really cool because I'm using their sound effects for all my animations if I need any effects. That's very nice. That's better. Some kind of Jingle Bells rip-off. Right. By the way, I have a new pair of glasses. Maybe you already noticed that it's always sliding off my nose. It's driving me nuts. I'm sorry if that is somehow annoying. But maybe my nose skin has too much fat or so, and it gets all slippery for the glasses. But whenever I'm drawing, it's constantly going south. Maybe I have to get my other pair of glasses later on, and because I think that's a bit better. The same when I'm talking to small people with this pair of glasses on, and I'm looking down to them to look them in the face. I'm always like, yes, tell me more. Notori, I'm coming back to your question in a minute. I think Boxy's question is easier to answer or quicker. Yours is not letting you rotate it. It's just really with 2 fingers, you know, 2 fingers. Just like with the photo or so. Maybe it's a setting. I think there's a setting. I think I had to turn that on myself. Let me check. I think it's that's good that I wanted to switch that off. There's some option, I think. Because it didn't let me do that first as well. So there is definitely some kind of option. But, well, No. Yeah, it has to be user interface, but I'm not sure. It's probably here. It is somewhere. Promised. I'm not sure where. Maybe here? Oh, here. This is, by the way, this function is cool. If you hold down the pen to this question mark, it shows you all the functions. It is somewhere. I'm not sure. But, I mean, if you're using the same software on the same tablet, then... Yeah, it must be setting. Maybe Google it. I'm sorry. I thought I knew where it was, but... Can't find it. Notori, back to your question about... So if you want to ask any kind of questions, feel free to just shoot. I'm always happy to talk while I'm drawing. It's really... Just keep on asking anything you want. As for studying, yes, I studied... actually, I studied design officially. In Germany, it's called communication design. So what I studied... so I did a bachelor in communication design. But at the school here, so I'm still living in Münster, where I went to university, to the Münster School of Design. And they have they have 4 core disciplines, which is product design, media design, communication design, and illustration. And they encourage students to be multidisciplinary in their academic path, like through the university, which I think is a great idea. It doesn't fit everyone, so some fellow students had their issues with that. I like that a lot, and it actually, I always like to illustrate, and I always like to work on like artworks and illustrations in my free time, and also in my former job where I worked before I studied. But I always wanted to become a designer after all, and yeah, being on that university that encouraged me to take more drawing classes and illustration classes, I discovered that this was actually my passion. So I officially studied communication design, but my degree includes lots of illustration. So I went to lots of drawing classes, storytelling classes, all that stuff, you know. And I also did a master's study here in communication and information, which is actually just a different name for pretty much the same. So I also continued to work on illustration projects. So yeah, it's basically, I think it's very, what I did at university is very similar to an art school in the end. So making illustration projects, making book and editorial art, learning to visualize information and stories in illustrations, that kind of stuff. I think I should really, at some point, another idea to add to my very, very long list of ideas for videos, but I definitely want to make a video on YouTube sometime where I show some of my old projects, because first of all, just to give inspiration, but also to show what kind of crap I made when I was younger, and how, like, what the development was like, and just to show what drawing or making art daily does to your skills and stuff like that. So I have a couple of old print projects here. There's a drawer with lots of, like, very, very much hidden under many different things, like an old drawer of projects I made or tried to make during that time. That grass looks much less magenta on my screen. By the way, I always have to explain that, but I need to really find out how to twist the colors, tweak the colors a little for the streams, because the red is always, or the magenta is always much heavier than it is. Than it is on my screen here, but I think it's an issue with mirroring my screen, the iPad screen on my PC, because when I show pictures in OBS, then they look fine. So happens somewhere on that on this transfer part, but maybe I can tweak the colors back a little. Oh, thanks, man. I'm really glad to hear that. It makes me very proud. I think design skills are fantastic to have in illustration, so I don't regret any of the steps I took in my career. When I'm looking back at my education, you know, I never regret any of this, because the skills in terms of like compositional thinking, in terms of aesthetics and observing trends, as well as analyzing other projects, etc. is I think as a designer you have an education that is more focused on these things, that and you can make use of that a lot as an illustrator. And not so many people have the skill set. The same with typographic, for example, or typography. There's lots of artists and illustrators who are not that good in typography, but graphic designers usually are, and you can make use of that. And as like we've been talking about the book, my skills in design, of course, helped me a lot pulling this book off. I don't know how people without this background actually make such a book. They probably need help from designers, and if you just bring that all with you, it's a nice package of assets and skills. Of course, our job will transform very much in the next years due to, I think mainly AI. Lots of jobs will transform, not only creative ones, but ours will too. So we will see how that affects our works towards more concept-based task, like body of tasks that we do each day, and the execution will probably be taken off our hands more and more. It's I think this is inevitable. If we want, of course, we can always do everything by hand. It's not that's not the question. It's more like in commercial illustration there will be definitely a change. But I think that only means that the skills in terms of conceptual work and creating ideas that you can execute even faster in the future is worth even more if you're good at that. think that's definitely going to be helpful. Yo, Matthew, aka Kwani, how's it going? Yeah, making my work recognizable is of course, it's what often referred to as personal branding. Most of, or a big part of that is of course just working with purple a lot. So that's kind of my not so secret trick. But obviously there's more to that, like playing with, like how you play with saturation, shadows, and the overall language and expression in colors is of course something that I try to keep consistent. I'm really glad to hear whenever like this works. Sometimes I'm struggling a little bit with this when I have to use color palettes that are given to me by clients. So sometimes I wish I would be more able to, or maybe I should just train this or learn this a little bit more and be better at this, but sometimes struggle when I have to use color palettes that are not so much down my line. But yeah, when the clients are happy, I mean, it's not that the results are shit, it's just like the process feels a bit harder for me. Yeah, I think colors is like one of the biggest aspects in my art that adds to my personal branding and makes my art recognizable. So Kwani, you can't calling you Kwani. Can also call you Matthew or Matt. What do you prefer? You can hang long. Well, I'm glad you came in for quickly saying hi. It's very much appreciated. I'm glad I was able to kick off or pull off another stream this year before the year ends. And of course you can always watch the replay, and if you have any questions, just ask them in my Discord. So no need to stay with us. You can't. I'm not sure how much longer I will go today. Anyway, I have to go for grocery shopping, so we have something on the table for dinner. And I may have a hungry wife standing behind the door, silently knocking, or carefully knocking to ask me to cook. Oh, cool! He made a board game. That's nice. I never made a board game or any game before, I think. I always wanted to, but so sometimes I get inquiries by usually indie game makers, video game makers, or even board game. But the problem is that their budgets are always so low, and sometimes I think I should just still do it because the work will be fun, and maybe the game is a huge success, and in the end it even pays off. But I'm in the very lucky situation that I am able to pick, and then sometimes I'm just following the money. I have to admit that this is mostly the case, but I hope that at some point I will work on something like that. Be really great. And be not so greedy at some point. What's going on with my hair here? There used to be times where I tried to look better on streams, but it's all over now. Yeah, thanks Dominic. The problem is that they're always sliding off my nose. My nose is too slippery. But yeah, I like the design as well. Also, hello, my friend. How's it going? Oh no! Sorry to hear that. Hope you'll be better for Christmas, man. Apparently I had a very close contact to a COVID person on Friday at a bar, so I hope I will be staying healthy as well. COVID was going around here some weeks ago, then it was a bit like more quiet, and I thought the wave was over, but now it seems to be coming back because everyone is sick. Even the chancellor is sick. I read today that Mr. Scholz has COVID as well. So if he gets it, we're all done. No, I'm not in Berlin, it's Münster, in the very west. And yes, Berlin is nice, I love it there as well. I think I haven't been there this year. So, could go again next year sometime. But maybe when the weather is a little bit warmer, because winter in Berlin is a little bit nasty sometimes. Very cold and grey. That would really suck to be sick. Suck to be sick. It sucks to be sick. It would be so annoying, because after working so hard for months, like actually for all the month between our vacation in September and now it's finally time to relax and hang out with family and friends, and not being able to do that would be absolutely fucked. So fingers crossed for you and me and everyone. Oh, you're in Paris now? Sounds like you're not French though. Where are you? Or are you originally from France as well? Yeah, Paris is a great city. I think I would find it a bit too expensive to live there. Especially compared to Berlin. even though Berlin isn't that cheap anymore. I lived there for 6 months, but like almost 10 years ago, like 9 years ago, I think. I'm not wrong. And that was just the time when it started to get expensive there as well. But like 15 years ago, you could rent a place there for so little money. But yeah, unfortunately, these times are over now. But the food is still cheap, right? So I think you can still go out and have drinks and food and still come back with a bit of money in your pockets. I mean, it used to be better, but I think compared to the rest of Germany, it's still alright, alright-ish. It lets me edit this stuff again. Need to reset it. Ah, okay. I've never been to Nîmes. Is that the right way to say it? Nîmes? Never been to. I think southern France. I only know Aix-en-Provence, or the region, like the Provence region, but and Bordeaux. I know Bordeaux, but is that actually southwest, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's very, very blocked. It's crazy how popular Berlin got. I mean, it's always been popular with, especially with international people to come here and, or not here, but to Berlin, and because it's like the most international city in Germany. Okay, this I have to be fast. I want to adjust these colors. So that's what it looks like. Like this is what it looks like for me. This is what it looks like for you. Just to explain the difference. Playing around. Oh, this is nice. Oh yeah, that's not too far. Nice, nice place, I think. Yeah, if you come to Germany, I hope you'll find a place to stay that is affordable, and I hope you'll like it. Wow, okay. Really that insane? Oh. Well, that sounds like Paris to me. 20 square meter for 1K. At least that's what I heard sometimes. Yeah, it's a big but a full. But even here in Münster, it's so we have 330, I think, 1,000 people living here. So it's a medium-sized city. But the situation here is not so much better, to be honest. It's oh wait, put that off. So we have a very tense situation when it comes to space to live here as well. The bigger cities are worse, like Cologne or like Berlin, of course, and Hamburg, Munich, but the prices here are not that far away. I think it's a bit easier to find something here, but not so much. Oh wow, that's not Christmas music, I think. The playlist decided that it was enough. We moved here 3 years ago, like to this apartment from another apartment. People were like, wow, that's an expensive place. And now 3 years later, it's like, oh, the price you're paying is absolutely fine and modest. Insane. Right, guys, I'm going to Berlin 4 a.m. Now that's Berlin 4 a.m. is a little bit different from that, I think. the track is called Dead Bells, so maybe it thought it had something to do with Christmas bells. Okay, guys, I'm going to take a break now from this piece and call it the day for the stream. It was a pleasure. I hope you learned something about Affinity Designer. Like I said before, it's really very, very nice and great and useful software. It's well made. The iPad app is great. I can definitely recommend it. I would wish for a couple of alternatives for some functions or for adjusted functions, but in general it's really I'm surprised how well I was able to adapt to it from my usual Procreate workflow. So and it's given me lots of additional functions and possibilities compared. So it's definitely nice. I'm going to have to keep my eye on this, and of course I'm going to finish this piece using the software, and you will see it on my socials. I mean, I think I have to... we agreed that I will finish it until the first week of January, so I will most likely not do a stream, a second stream showing you the continued process. But I will be back with a stream and with another artwork. So we'll do it like that. But you will of course be able to see the finished artwork, the final artwork on my social channels. So if you're interested in what will be coming out of this in the end, I'm also very excited to see, because I think it's gone a good way, and we'll see how it will develop. Yeah, okay. Wishing you all fantastic Christmas holidays if you're celebrating Christmas. And we'll see each other's next year. And whoops, I'm almost crashing my desk here. And thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for the nice chat, and see you soon. Bye bye.